Well, tonight, 3 soldiers are now released from the hospital after getting shot at Fort Stewart. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ron Jones.
And I'm Jennifer Bellamy. The soldiers who witnessed the shooting and took action now being hailed as heroes for quickly stopping the gunman, tackling him before he could continue shooting. Tonight, 28-year-old logistics sergeant Cornelius Radford is in custody, with the Liberty County Sheriff's Office releasing this new mugshot. And we're now hearing from Radford's uncle, still in shock here after learning his nephew was the suspected shooter. Tonight, the questions he can't stop asking.
I wish it would, I done been there for a lot of people, and like impact, motivated, and just like I couldn't get this motivation through. It hurt me because I wasn't able to help him fix his problem before he went and made one.
Mitchell says Radford sent him a cryptic text message before the shooting happened. Well, today we are hearing from some of the soldiers who stepped in to stop the shooting at Fort Stewart as military leaders say their actions saved lives.
11 Alive Joe Ripley joins us now. Now, Joe, it was powerful just to hear from those who stopped the shooter. We know 3 soldiers are now out of the hospital tonight. How are the other 2 doing?
Yeah, so according to military officials, 1 soldier remains at a hospital there on base, described as being, quote, in good spirits and doing well. As for the 5th victim, they are still at Memorial Health in Savannah with a longer recovery still to come. Leaders tonight, though, grateful all are expected to live.
They have an active shooter on Fort Stewart.
These 6 soldiers sprang into action when one of their own opened fire, injuring 5 fellow troops Wednesday morning at Fort Stewart Army Post.
You have adrenaline, and I previously was a combat medic for 7 years, and I've worked EMS for the county before, so I have been in these type of situations before. Where I've had to render aid to someone with gunshot wounds.
Brigadier General John Lubis praised the preparation from the soldiers' training to paramedics' quick response to the local hospital's handling of the wounded.
Once the shooter was identified and a threat was identified, we had soldiers that immediately raced and tackled that soldier, wrestled the gun away, subdued him. A second non-commissioned officer jumped on top to further restrain him until the police could arrive. And then simultaneously, no one hesitated.
First Sergeant Joshua Arnold was one of the first to hear the gunfire and rallied to help his fallen soldiers.
Friends were shot, bad things happened, and I'm going to continue to take care of my soldiers, and I'm going to continue to move forward.
Investigators identified 28-year-old logistics sergeant Cornelius Radford as the suspect. They believe he used a personal handgun during the shooting. While the pain remains, the healing begins.
People are going to process this and work through this at different rates. And we know we've got to keep a very close eye on them. We've got to wrap our arms around them. We've got a great community here, a great response.
Secretary of the Army Daniel Driscoll presented medals to the 6 soldiers who stopped the shooting and prevented further harm. He called them, quote, the best among us.
The fast action of these soldiers under stress and under trauma and under fire absolutely saved lives from being lost.
And tonight, the suspect, Cornelius Radford, is expected to be transferred to a military detention facility. In the meantime, investigators are still sifting through all that forensic and digital evidence. Ron?
Hey, Joe, thanks a lot for the update. By the way, folks, this incident is leading to a lot of questions out there, right? About why the soldiers at Fort Stewart did not have weapons to shoot back at the alleged shooter. So this after this video appears to show service members in uniform running to safety amid the lockdown, concerned for their safety, obviously. It's because the Army has for decades, they have a decades-old policy that limits carrying personal weapons on bases. And the policy bans military personnel from not only carrying those weapons on base but they can't do it without permission from a senior commander. And there's a strict protocol for how the firearm must be stored. Experts argue the policy is necessary for security, especially where top secret operations happen. However, some former military leaders point out that it's still pretty easy to bring that personal gun, that personal weapon onto base, since commanders can't control what service members do off base. Right now on 11 Alive Plus, you can hear more from these soldiers and the actions that they took as the shooting was unfolding. You can download 11 Alive Plus on your TV and watch it for free.